Welcome, everyone. I'm Michele Cobb, publisher of AudioFile magazine, the #1 source for audiobook reviews in the world. And today, we're here with Golden Voice narrator Bahni Turpin to discuss The Gospel According to Sasha Renee by Tracy Michelle Lewis Jiggets. We here at AudioFile magazine have been lucky enough to talk with Bahni before. She did a wonderful interview when she was first honored as a Golden Voice in 2019. I can't believe it was that long ago. In my heart, you've been a Golden Voice forever. And she also participated in a live Q&A session back in 2022. Whew, time flies. Listeners will recognize Bahni from her numerous award-winning narrations, including The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks, a 2011 Audie Award winner, and Children of Blood and Bone, which won the 2019 Audie Award for Audiobook of the Year. It's a big one. She's also received more earphones awards than we can actually count at this point. I've run out of fingers and toes. Welcome, Bahni.
Thank you. Thank you. It's great to be here.
So it's really kind of fun to be talking about this particular book. It's the first in a trilogy. And I would love for you to kick us off by giving us a short synopsis of the title and kind of a little tidbit about what listeners can expect.
Well, this is a faith-based novel, and it's about a young woman, Sasha Renee, who is very talented and has an entrepreneurial spirit, but she has sort of lost momentum in her life. She's kind of working a dead-end job, and she's in a relationship that she knows isn't going to go the distance. And she's not religious. Even though she was raised in the church, her mother is religious, she's not particularly religious. And she has a gaggle of friends a la Sex and the City, 3 or 4 girlfriends, close girlfriends. They get together for spa dates and stuff. And one of them is Christian. And she is very encouraging later in the book when Sasha begins to explore whether she really can become a Christian. But the course of the book, you navigate her sort of dating world and her pursuing her dream of owning a salon, a wellness center for women. She ends up leaving her dead-end job and going back to school and getting her business degree. And in the process, she meets a really good prospect for boyfriend, husband material. And he is Christian. And he has taken a vow with his best friend that they're going to remain celibate until marriage. And so that's a real thing that you don't encounter too often in the dating world, I guess. Or Sasha hasn't encountered it before. And so the book is about her navigating those things and it's a lot about her own personal self-worth journey, learning to really listen to her inner voice, which she refers to as the voice of God, but she doesn't always listen to. Also pursuing faith and so on. I don't want to give anything too much away.
No, I think that was good. You skirted that line nicely. So I'm curious, how did you develop Sasha's voice, and what unique qualities did you want to embody in her character through that narration in particular?
Well, pro tip, I always make the main character, if possible, the one that's going to speak the most, my voice.
Yeah, I guess that.
She's from Chicago. I'm from Michigan. There was no accent needed.
Yeah.
She's basically, my normal, comfortable voice with her own. Yeah, the voices. I was looking at the questions, and they had to do with, how do you develop these character voices? They come organically from what I think the character is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? It's like a guy who's a little sleazy. As soon as I get his character in my mind, the voice follows. So it's not always, oh, he's got to have this, this, and this. It is what happens when I picture the person. Sometimes I do take the voice of someone I know or who I have heard and put it on a character, like I think that I had a character in The Help that was Paula Deen. My approximation of Paula Deen, you know, it's things like that, yeah.
You had some fun characters in the dating portion of this book, I have to say.
Yeah, yes, there was an African guy, so that's always fun. I'm comfortable with West African dialects, and one of her friends is Belizean,
Yeah.
which I was like, "Yeah, how do I," but everything that I listened to, they sounded Jamaican to me, so that made her kinda Jamaican, sort of a light Jamaican. So
So I'm curious for our listeners, were there any scenes or characters from the book that you found particularly challenging or maybe particularly enjoyable to narrate?
this book really throws you some curveballs, man. There's some things in here that you did not see coming,
I concur.
and some high drama, so I can't I can't put my finger on which ones were the most fun, but I mean, she has some temper tantrums, and there were some times where I had to like make sure it wasn't too loud, and yeah, there's some deep emotional betrayal in this book.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those things, I mean, emotionally are always fun to play and challenging to record because you have to be careful that you don't clip.
So as a listener, I would think that some of those things would be less fun to play, but I'm glad that you enjoy them.
Oh no, that's what's gonna save us from AI.
Well, there you go.
The ability to play real emotion.
It's true. Yes.
Hopefully it saves us.
Yeah. I guess the difference is, I wouldn't think some of those emotions weren't fun to play. They would be challenging or interesting to play, but I might not use the word fun. But
All of it is fun.
see, that's why I'm not an
That's
actor.
the thing about being an actor
Yeah.
is you get to have like the worst thing possible happen and feel it and go through it in a way and then drop it.
Oh,
And then it's over. It's not didn't really happen. You made it up.
I'm jealous. So, audiobooks offer a unique way for readers to experience a story, especially considering this book is only available in audio currently. So, how do you think the auditory format influences the reader's engagement with the text?
In some instances, it's more accessible. You It can just come into you can just absorb it. You can just listen to it. Some books I feel like are less good in audio because you want to go back and see things and underline and make notes, those kind of instruction or self-help or really dense material. But in fiction, you get to be told a story and it just sort of comes to you. As long as the narrator doesn't get on your nerves or do anything, because that can be a factor if you don't like the narrator and they're saying a word wrong repeatedly or something that, from your culture they're mispronouncing, that can be annoying and make it less fun. But I think in general, being told a story is more exciting than reading it yourself.
Yes, and oftentimes I think experiencing it yourself. I like it when you
Yeah.
experience the emotion and I get to listen in.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, if I'm doing it well, you feel along with me.
Yes, I do, but I'm not overwhelmed
To
by
a
it.
degree, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder if you would talk a little bit more about how you feel the narration enhances a storytelling experience. You've talked a little bit about the emotions, other things that lead you to be that human component that really makes an audiobook special.
Well, human component is not to be, um, downplayed. A human component can do a masterful things, a human component brings a story to life where it may be very flat on the page, you know? Every
Yeah.
book that we narrate isn't great. And some of those books are made great by the narrators,
100%.
especially like we have a lot of multicast reads now, and that just really gives you a whole world of, it's creating this whole world of this story that were you reading it by yourself, you might not even come to think of some of the voices and things the same.
Oh, totally. Totally.
Yeah.
I know for me, a lot of genres that I don't read with my eyes because I can't get that same experience of I don't know how to
Mhm.
pronounce the words or
Mhm.
understand the accents or, get too caught up in the emotions. So I so appreciate the work that you do.
That just reminded me of, when I was little and I used to read. I had the whole collection of Charlie Brown comics in book form,
Oh.
and I was a good reader as a little kid, and I remember, Beethoven. That Schroeder was into playing Beethoven.
Oh, jeez.
It's
I
Beethoven.
got it.
I
I got it.
didn't
It took
know.
me the second time for you to say it. I was like, Beethoven. All right, Beethoven. Yes.
Beethoven.
Yeah.
Beethoven.
Hilarious. Well, thank you for doing the work for us for all those science fiction words, which I would never get through without you.
Oh, yeah, right. The gas chromatograph, oxymo.
Or
Yeah.
just the weird made up names. With my
Oh,
eyes, I
yeah.
just sort of skip it. With my ears, someone else helps me. I love
And
that.
what's hilarious is there'll be these, like, elaborate made up names, and the author actually has a way they want them pronounced. Like, "Oh, no, you didn't say it right. Go back and say that." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Like, like it's ever been said before out loud in the history of the world. But
Well, it's good that you can collaborate in that way, right?
right, right, right.
Well, thank you so much. Is there anything else you want to share with us on this lovely afternoon?
There's something I wanna say about this book, and I think that, it doesn't tie up in a neat bow
Yeah.
at the end. It's not the ending that you expect, and I think there's a "that's life" aspect to it. That's life.
Yeah.
That's life. Even though she embraced faith, everything doesn't turn out perfect in the end from this point of view. I guess God has another point of view.
Definitely felt it was about the journey, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Well, Bonnie,
yeah.
we so appreciate you taking the time to join us and talk about this very relatable audiobook. And we actually look forward to hearing more of the series, 3 different books by 3 different narrators.
Mhm.
Thank you to Dreamscape for helping us create this episode. And be sure to visit AudioFile's website for reviews and sound clips from thousands of audiobooks, including The Gospel According to Sasha Renee by Tracy Michelle Lewis Jiggets, narrated by Bahni Turpin. Oh, and do take a moment to rate and review this podcast so that others can find us. Thanks for listening. Support for today's episode comes from Night Watcher, a psychological thriller read by Will Collier and Helen Laser, with an exclusive author's note from Daphne Woolsencroft.
Behind the Mic is produced by Jessica Lockhart, Robin Whitten, Michele Cobb, Stephen Cummings, Leslie Fine, Alan Minskoff, Alex Ritchie, Laura Rossi, and Kendra Winchester are our contributors. Jennifer Dow and Coco McCracken are our editors. And the music is William Ross Chernoff's Nomads 4-Way.